Imagine this, you have a choice between two options. Option one, a guaranteed win of $500. It's a safe bet, a sure thing, and you walk away with a decent sum. Option two, a 50% chance of winning $1,000 and a 50% chance of winning nothing at all. It's a gamble, a risk that could either double your reward or leave you empty-handed. Which would you choose? Many people, when presented with this scenario, opt for the gamble. The thrill of the unknown and the possibility of a larger payout often outweigh the security of a smaller, guaranteed amount. The allure of a potential $1,000, even with the risk involved, proves more enticing than the certainty of a smaller reward. It's a fascinating insight into human nature and our inherent attraction to risk. This seemingly simple choice reveals a fundamental aspect of human decision-making, one that has captivated economists and psychologists for decades. It shows how we weigh potential outcomes and how our emotions influence our decisions. This scenario highlights the difference between two powerful theories of decision-making, prospect theory and utility theory. Prospect theory suggests that people value gains and losses differently, leading to decisions that deviate from pure logic. Understanding these theories can provide valuable insights into how we make choices, helping us navigate the complex world of risks and rewards more effectively. By recognizing our biases and tendencies, we can make more informed and rational decisions in our daily lives. Prospect theory and utility theory offer distinct lenses through which we can view decision-making. Utility theory, a cornerstone of classical economics, posits that individuals make rational choices aimed at maximizing their overall well-being or utility. In simpler terms, we are driven by the desire to achieve the best possible outcome, weighing potential gains and losses logically. Prospect theory, however, challenges this assumption of pure rationality. Developed by Amos Tversky and myself, this theory suggests that our decisions are not always driven by logic alone. Instead, we are heavily influenced by our perceptions of gains and losses, often showing a stronger aversion to potential losses than an attraction to equivalent gains. This asymmetry in our emotional responses plays a crucial role in shaping our choices. Prospect theory highlights our innate aversion to loss, a concept that is deeply rooted in human psychology. Losing $100, for example, tends to evoke a stronger emotional reaction than the joy of gaining $100. This disproportionate response is a key aspect of loss aversion. This loss aversion stems from our psychological tendency to feel the pain of a loss more acutely than the pleasure of an equivalent gain. It's a survival mechanism that has evolved over time. This inherent bias influences our decision-making, often leading us to make choices that minimize potential losses, even if it means sacrificing potential gains. We become risk-averse, prioritizing safety over opportunity. Consider the lottery ticket example, a common scenario that many can relate to. The possibility of winning $1,000 is certainly appealing and can spark excitement and hope. However, the fear of walking away with nothing, of experiencing a loss, often outweighs the potential for a larger gain. This fear can be paralyzing. This illustrates the power of prospect theory in action, demonstrating how our emotional responses to potential losses can significantly influence our choices. Understanding this can help us make more balanced decisions. Prospect theory also reveals the powerful influence of framing on our decisions, showing us that the context in which choices are presented can significantly impact our decision-making process. The way in which choices are presented or framed can dramatically alter our perceptions of risk and reward, often leading us to make decisions that we might not have made otherwise. A classic example is the Asian disease problem, which illustrates how framing can influence our choices in life and death situations. When presented with a choice between a program that saves 200 lives with certainty or a program with a 1/3 probability of saving 600 lives and a 2/3 probability of saving no one, most people choose the certain option. This preference for certainty is a common human tendency. However, when the same problem is framed in terms of potential losses, 400 people will die versus a 1/3 probability that no one will die and a 2/3 probability that 600 people will die, the majority choose the riskier option. This shift in preference highlights how sensitive we are to the framing of potential losses. This demonstrates the framing effect, highlighting how our choices can be swayed by the way information is presented, even if the underlying options remain identical. It underscores the importance of understanding how information is framed, as it can lead to vastly different decision outcomes. While prospect theory sheds light on our emotional biases, utility theory provides a framework for understanding rational decision-making. At its core, utility theory suggests that we strive to maximize our overall satisfaction or utility. This doesn't necessarily mean choosing the option with the highest monetary value. Instead, we consider the subjective value or utility we derive from each choice. For example, choosing a relaxing vacation over a high-paying but stressful job might yield greater overall utility, even if it means earning less money. Utility theory acknowledges that our preferences are subjective, and that maximizing utility isn't always about pursuing the most lucrative option. It's about making choices that align with our individual values and priorities, leading to greater overall satisfaction. Utility theory encourages a long-term perspective in decision-making. Rather than focusing solely on immediate gains or losses, it prompts us to consider the long-term consequences of our choices. This is particularly relevant in areas like financial planning and investment. Choosing to save and invest wisely, even if it means sacrificing immediate gratification, can lead to greater financial security and peace of mind in the long run. This long-term perspective aligns with the principles of utility theory, emphasizing the importance of making choices that maximize our well-being over time, not just in the present moment. Prospect theory helps explain why we sometimes make seemingly irrational choices. Our emotions, particularly our aversion to loss, can cloud our judgment, leading us to make decisions that deviate from the principles of utility theory. This is especially true when dealing with situations involving risk and uncertainty. For example, the fear of losing money in the stock market might lead someone to make impulsive investment decisions or avoid investing altogether, even if a calculated long-term approach would yield better results. In such cases, our emotional responses can override rational thinking, leading to choices that hinder rather than enhance our overall well-being. While prospect theory provides valuable insights into our emotional biases, it's important to recognize its limitations. The theory doesn't suggest that we are always irrational or that our emotions always lead us astray. Instead, it highlights the conditions under which our decision-making is most likely to deviate from pure rationality. In many situations, our intuition and emotional responses can be valuable guides, helping us make quick and effective decisions. However, when dealing with complex choices involving significant risks or uncertainties, it's crucial to be aware of our biases and strive for a more rational approach, as advocated by utility theory. Utility theory offers a powerful framework for making sound financial decisions. By focusing on long-term goals and maximizing overall utility, investors can develop strategies that align with their risk tolerance and financial aspirations. This involves considering factors beyond potential monetary gains. Diversifying investments, for example, can help mitigate risk and enhance long-term returns, even if it means accepting lower potential gains in the short term. This approach aligns with the principles of utility theory, emphasizing the importance of making calculated decisions that prioritize long-term financial well-being over short-term market fluctuations. While utility theory offers a framework for rational decision-making, it's essential to recognize that context matters. In certain situations, particularly those involving high stakes or intense emotions, the principles of prospect theory might hold greater sway. For example, when facing a life-altering medical decision, the fear of making the wrong choice and potentially experiencing a negative outcome might override a purely rational cost-benefit analysis. In such cases, acknowledging the emotional weight of the decision and seeking support from trusted sources can be crucial in navigating the complexities of the situation. Ultimately, neither prospect theory nor utility theory provides a complete picture of human decision-making. Both offer valuable insights into the complex interplay of emotions, rationality, and context in shaping our choices. By understanding the principles of both theories, we can develop a more nuanced and effective approach to decision-making. In practical terms, this means being aware of our emotional biases, particularly our aversion to loss, and striving for a long-term perspective when making important choices. It also means recognizing that context matters, and that there are times when our emotions might justifiably play a significant role in our decision-making process. By embracing a balanced approach that considers both our rational and emotional selves, we can navigate the complexities of decision-making more effectively, making choices that lead to greater overall well-being and satisfaction.